welcome back to my channel. It has been quite a while since I talked to you guys. Been busy with the mom life thing. Little life update. Currently the husband is away in Pensacola, Florida. He is at his A school for the Navy, learning how to be an aviation electrician. And then my mom has graciously come out here to California to help babysit the little one while I went back to work October 1st. So been busy adjusting, getting back to work and all those type of things. So haven't had a lot of time to make this video, but I really wanted to make this video my 75 hard recap so you guys could see how it went, what I went through, and what my results were like, and what I really learned from 75 hard. So we're gonna do it with Isabel today. She's our little guest appearance. But I just kind of want to summarize to start off what 75 hard is. So 75 hard is a program put together by the CEO of First Form, Andy Frisella. And the idea of the program is that you make it the whole 75 days in order to gain mental toughness. So it's not necessarily a physical challenge as much as it is a mental challenge. So the criteria for the challenge is 2 45-minute workouts every day, one being outside, 1 gallon of water every single day, sticking to your diet, whatever that is, whether you count macros, you know, intermittent fast, whatever that is, you stick to it. No cheat meals, no alcohol, and you have to read 10 pages of a self-development book every day, as well as take a progress pic every day. So I did that every day for 75 days, and so I just want to share with you what I got out of that experience. So we'll start with how I planned ahead. So I knew that I wanted to do just this challenge because I knew, 1, that I would be on maternity leave, and then 2, also that my husband went away to boot camp shortly, just about the same time I started the challenge. So I knew that I needed something else to focus on to get my mind off of, you know, missing him, not being able to speak to him, because for the first 2 weeks at boot camp we didn't speak at all, because I didn't have his address yet, and he didn't have, obviously he doesn't have a phone or anything. So this challenge gave me something to focus on, focus my energy on, as well as help me get my health back. So the way I planned ahead each day is, since I was on maternity leave, I would wake up whenever the baby woke up, usually around 6 or 7 in the morning, start my day with a progress pic before I even got ready, so I knew that it was out of the way. We then do a 45-minute outdoor walk, me and Isabel. And then, since it was summer in Southern California, the temperatures were over 100 degrees every single day, so I knew I couldn't do the outdoor workout later in the day, not necessarily for myself, but for her sake, because it was just me and her the first 6 weeks there, so, you know, she's got to come with me wherever I go, and I couldn't take her out in that heat. We didn't have gym access because I froze my membership because, 1, she was too young to go to the daycare at the gym, and 2, I didn't feel comfortable putting her in the gym that young, in the daycare that young, so I didn't have gym access. Started back with my personal trainer at Self-Made Training Facility. I started back 2 days a week right at the beginning of the challenge. And then I started walking with a friend later in the day, 2 days a week. So that gave me at least 4 days a week where I for sure was gonna get those 2 workouts in. On the weekends, me and Isabel would go to the park for a change of scenery, do our walk. Sometimes I get in my second workout there at the park. And then I always put her needs first. So sometimes I'd start a workout, she'd need me, she'd need to be fed, whatever. I'd have to stop the workout and feed her. And part of the challenge is you can't just pause your workout and come back to it later. You have to start all over again if you get stuck. So even if you're 20 minutes in and you gotta stop, you're gonna have to do it again later. So that happened a few times, but it was a learning experience, you know, and I had to be there for her. And then as far as the meals, every Sunday I would prep my lunches. They were not glamorous. It was whatever I could put together quickly, since, you know, she needed me most of the time. So usually it was like rice, some type of meat, some type of vegetable, and then I'd top it with like salsa or hot sauce or whatever. So very, very basic meal prep for dinners. And then for lunches, a lot of times it was a sandwich, like a turkey sandwich with some good healthy bread. And then breakfast was oatmeal every single day. And then I just switch up what I put in the oatmeal, you know, apple cinnamon, you know, whatever. And then I would add protein to the oatmeal to obviously make it more healthy. And so every night I would prep like I was going to work the next day. So I would make my overnight oats, I'd get out my supplements, I'd get my water ready. Everything was ready so that when I woke up in the morning and I had to take care of her, I just kind of went through the motions, grabbed everything, and didn't have to prepare it. So didn't have an excuse because it was already ready. Now the second part of the challenge was how my mindset changed over time. And I truly feel like this challenge, it challenged me mentally, and I feel like I really grew from it in so many ways. Over time, it no longer became a chore to complete the 75 hard tasks. They started to become a habit, like second nature. Like I just get up, take the progress pic, go for the walk, eat my breakfast. Like it was just go, go, go. You just do it. On the days that it would challenge me, I would be exhausted. My body was sore because obviously I had to take those 6 weeks off for birth. I would push through the pain and feel so accomplished the next day that I did it. I naturally just started seeing results just by sticking to the plan. And I will say I didn't have to eat in a very big calorie deficit because one, I was breastfeeding, and two, 2 workouts a day, you burn a lot of calories. So I naturally just started to drop the weight. I didn't starve myself, I didn't go overkill, but I did challenge myself. The first few weeks were the hardest as far as exercise because I had taken so much time off. My muscles were so sore all the time, but then it slowly started to get easier. I slowly started to get less sore. Every time I wanted to give up, I'd get to that point, I would think of my hubby. He was away at boot camp, sacrificing for the family. And if he could do that and be cut off from the world for 8 weeks, then I could do this challenge for 75 days. And not only that, I wanted to show Isabel that if you start something, you finish it. And you put your all into it. It's not about, oh, I'll just kind of do it. No, you go 100% and you do it, and that's how you win. The last 2 weeks were the hardest because of time management. I went back to work, so I had to work with her schedule, my work schedule, and still get the 2 workouts in, spend time with her. It was really challenging, but that's part of the 75 hard status. Every time I wanted to give up, I thought of how accomplished I would feel when I finished and how I would show Isabel that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. So we got our little one here. She wanted to join me. I did have to travel as well during this challenge. I went to New York to visit my family for 2 weeks, and then I went to Chicago to see my husband graduate boot camp. So she had to come with for all of this, and that added an extra challenge, but I still made it happen because I knew I would be better off finishing than allowing myself to quit. Oh, okay. So my biggest takeaway from this challenge is that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. Yes, some things are challenging, but just because it's challenging doesn't mean it's impossible. And once you complete them, you feel powerful because you actually went through with it. I wanted to complete 75 hard to show myself, my daughter, my clients that you can do it. You just have to want it bad enough, and you have to make a plan, and you have to execute that plan. And then I don't condone extremes usually. Like I don't condone fad diets, extreme deficits, things like that, but this was more of a mental challenge than it was the physical part for me. And I recommend that everyone try 75 hard at least once to see if you can grow from it mentally and to see if you can become stronger from it. Not everyone will make it, but those who do, you'll feel unstoppable. So I highly, highly recommend you try it. I will share here at the end my results as far as numbers, although numbers don't mean anything in comparison to what I gained from it mentally. So I really hope that you take from this that you can do it. It's going to be really, really challenging, and at times you're just going to want to cry and give up, but when you finish, you feel so good that you did it, and then you feel unstoppable. So I hope you will try it, and I hope you enjoyed the video.